Hey MCE crew, today I want to talk to you about one of the many Jedi mind tricks that the government and politicians continually play on the vast majority of Americans. And this Jedi mind trick is specifically designed to keep people poor and well below their maximum earning potential. Okay, and I want you to be aware of this because I don't want this Jedi mind trick to work on you.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Okay, you ever heard these politicians going out there talking about the fight for $15 an hour? Okay, where we're at now, how far would $15 an hour get you in a grocery store today with inflation at well over 13%? Yes, 13%. I'm not paying any attention to Jerome Powell and all these guys saying inflation is at around 5 or 6%. No, it isn't. If we're counting food and energy as we did with inflation back in the 80s and prior, then inflation is well above 13%. So they're saying that it's not in order to manipulate the numbers, but you feel it. You go to your grocery store, you buy things for your children, school supplies, clothing, you pay gas and electric. So this little mind trick, they've been playing it forever. I want you to be able to see right through it so that you can focus on what matters, and that is purchasing assets that appreciate and or kick off income that you can then put right back into more assets, okay? This is the goal. This is what we're trying to do here at Money Changes Everything, is to fight these insidious little plots that are out there that are, again, designed to keep people in a mode where they're always struggling for that next dollar. I don't want anybody that's watching this to be like that. So help me spread the message. Like the video, subscribe, okay? Share the video. Let's get this algorithm working for us. You're a soldier in the war on poverty. Now, you might ask, why would the government want to keep people from earning more? Why would they want to keep people in a, at or around poverty or in the middle class where they absolutely have to go out and get earned income? Remember I said that, earned income at a W-2 job. Why do they want the masses to have to do that? Especially now when we're looking at automation, robotics, AI, that's going to take a lot of jobs. Well, the reason they want you to be in that mode is because they want control over you. It's just as simple as that. Now, in the nation today, we have a whole lot of people who are losing their jobs because they won't do something that the government said they want done. Okay, so these people are not financially independent. If they were, they would say, listen, I'm going to do with what I want, with my body, my choice. I will decide. And you can't separate me from my income because I am independent. I make my own money. And that's a goal that I want you to strive for. You need to meet that, especially as we move forward in the 21st century. So that is why they're out here doing that. Now, also, if you remember, I said earned income. If you're working a W-2 job, you are making when you get that paycheck, it is the most tax unfriendly kind of income you could make. Earned income from a W-2 job, it is taxed the highest. And also, there are very few options for you to mitigate that taxation on that income directly. Okay, and the government knows this. And that's why they like you that way, okay? They want people to stay in that mode. They also want people to be in a frame of mind where they are susceptible to certain messages, like emotional messages that appeal to certain people. We're going to take care of you. Trust the government. Don't worry. Listen, you trust the government, you're going to be in public housing. You're going to have public health care, okay? And if you like the service at your local Department of Motor Vehicle, then you will absolutely love being subservient and dependent on the government for a broader range of needs. Okay, so let's go over something here in Zero Hedge. It's an article titled, "They're Coming for You." I'm going to link to this. It's not behind a paywall, so you can read it. For years, politicians have claimed that the rich weren't paying their fair share. See, they want to demonize the rich. You're supposed to focus away from the politician who's actually there putting these deleterious policies in place, and you're supposed to look over here at the guy who is the Jeff Bezos or the Elon Musk. While it's taken a decade or more for voters to catch wind of the truth, people are finally beginning to realize that the rich actually pay far more than the rest of us. According to Congressional Budget Office figures, the average household in the top 1%, you know they always crowing about the evil 1%. Why don't they share their wealth with the rest of us? According to the Congressional Budget Office, the average household in the top 1% earns 120 times what the average poor household earns. Now, see, some people way in the back are going, yeah, see, I told you. Hold on. But these same people, the 1%, they pay 2,000 times the taxes. Even after deductions, exemptions, write-offs, income deferrals, and whatever other accounting and legal arcana the rich throw at their tax returns, in the end, the typical 1%er paid 32% of his or her income, all sources combined, in 2018 versus 13% for the typical middle-class household and almost 0% for the typical poor household. Okay, if you're poor, then you're not making income, so you're not going to pay taxes on the income. That only makes sense, right? For now. But people that are poor, unfortunately, and I was poor, okay? Growing up, we were poor. And there was a time that we had to rely on the government. And guess what? We didn't like it. And we got off of it. And, you know, when we got off of it, we were doing worse than when we were on it, okay? But things slowly got better. It's clear that Americans have figured out the truth about who pays because politicians are shifting the goalposts. They're shifty people, and they're shifting the goalposts. Elizabeth Warren, a multimillionaire, shifted the conversation from what fraction of income the rich paid to what fraction of wealth they paid. So see, here she comes. Now you get her on the stage and you say, hey, Liz, may I call you Liz? Liz, what percentage of your income did you pay? Because last time I checked, you are a public servant. You are not out here creating anything that's going to add value to my life, yet and still, Ms. Warren, you are filthy rich. Okay, so don't play that game where you're demonizing the rich. A lot of these rich people out here, they're creating jobs. Now, look, you may not want to work in an Amazon warehouse, but there are plenty of people who are able to put food on the table because that job title exists. Okay, and that's very, very important. You may not drive a Tesla, but there are plenty of people who are working to put those cars together that are then going and buying lunch over here at this guy's diner, that are going down the street and purchasing clothing from this shop, that are paying their rent, their gas and electric bill. And there are people sitting at the gas and electric department that are able to, you know, get income from that. It perpetuates on through the society. Let me leave you with this. What politicians want is to foment class warfare. If they can get the middle class and the poor to resent the rich, those same politicians can expand the scope of federal taxation into areas it has never before touched. Just on the last episode, we talked about what? The capital gains tax on unrealized, the tax on unrealized capital gains. Again, money you have not put in your hand, your pocket, your account. You have not bought a damn thing with it, that you have not realized it. It's just on paper. That's it. And already, when you take that money out, you're going to be taxed, the capital gains tax, depending on how long you've had the money. Eventually, that will wear off. But what they want to do is say, to hell with that break. We want the money before you even get a hold of it. Okay? And that is a crock of you know what. So don't fall for it, people. Okay? Don't let these politicians, don't let them turn you against, wealthy people, because you want to be wealthy. You want to be financially independent. Don't let them demonize that, because they don't understand the economy and just cannot stop spending money. Okay? Because that's what they're trying to do. Congress and the White House, and not just this president, not just this Congress, but going back, decades upon decades, DC has a spending problem. They're like addicts. They're addicted to spending. Okay. And if you know any addicts, they engage in very destructive behavior, and they oftentimes are pointing the finger at everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. It's not their fault. So this is exactly what's happening in Washington, D.C. They're pointing the finger at rich people who provide jobs, who, sit at the top of the economy. And a lot of that opportunity trickles down. If we go out here as a company and get a contract with another company, a larger company, then I'm not mad at the person that's the CEO making millions of dollars. I'm not mad at the chief investor who's maybe making billions of dollars. Okay. I don't get into that. So don't play that game that these, silly politicians that have gotten us into all manner of chaos, especially lately, don't play that game. All right. Strive for financial independence, guys. I will talk to you soon.